let's move on to some legal news because I saw a headline this week that I never thought that I would see. Sarah, I saw that Jen Shah admitted that she was wrong.
Yes, she is guilty of being more than just Shaw amazing, despite telling us for over a year that she was, quote, innocent. And you're innocent until proven guilty in this country. She has changed her tune, similar to how the court of law doesn't love when people, break their probation. They also, criminals, if everyone in your case is pleading guilty and you're going to try to go to trial, odds are you're not going to win. It's not looking good. When your number two changed his plea back in November and was planning to testify against you, not a shock, a week before your lengthy trial is supposed to begin, the lawyers finally got it through your head. Girl, ain't gonna end well. You're going to jail anyway. Let's try to get a lesser sentence. So in case you missed it, Jen Shah of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was accused of being part of a telemarketing scheme that defrauded mostly elderly people over the age of 55 by
mostly
selling
like
them.
85.
It was like, yeah, it was, but it was, I think,
elderly
55,
people over the age of 55.
I'm sorry, everyone. That's not what I meant. That's just like how they're wording it.
I thought most of the victims were in their 80s, but go off, Sarah.
All kinds of victims.
Okay.
But basically they were selling these like lead lists and giving them like fake products. But she was charged with, she agreed to plead guilty to the wire fraud charge. And the U.S. Attorney's Office agreed to drop the second charge of conspiracy to commit money laundering if she signed this deal. So she said, and I quote in court, in 2012 to March 2021, in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, I agreed with others to commit wire fraud. I knew this was wrong. I knew many people were harmed, and I'm so sorry. When the judge asked Jen if she knew her actions were wrong and illegal, she responded, "Yes, Your Honor." So she entered this guilty plea that is calling for up to 14 years of prison. It's likely that she'll get more like 11, if I had to guess, based on what I read from a lawyer. But she was facing up to 30 for this charge, and then it would be 50 if they didn't drop the conspiracy to commit money laundering. So she was facing up to 50, got it down to 30 by getting to drop the other one, and 14 for this plea deal. Okay. The agreement also said she has to pay $9.5 million in restitution. And yeah, she also said in court that she knowingly misled elderly people over the age of 55.
Over the age of 35.
And that she said, and I quote, "There was a misrepresentation of product regarding value of service, telling the judge that the product she was selling had little to no value."
See, that's what we wanted to hear. We knew she was scamming them with just absolute zero. God, 11 years though. I mean, she definitely deserves, she's taken so many people's fortunes. It is really messed up, but we're just not used to rich people going to jail for longer than, 6 days.
I know. It's going to be interesting. And she's sentenced the day after Thanksgiving in November, or like the Monday after Thanksgiving. So, yeah. And we know that I think they either recently wrapped or are about to wrap season 3 of Salt Lake City. So all of this will be on there, and then it'll start airing. But people are like, "Oh, BravoCon's in October." Will Jen be at BravoCon?
Yes. Yes.
To the big house.
I definitely think she will. Knowing Jen Shah, she will definitely be there. She also, $9.5 million is quite a steep tab.
And I don't think she has that, because as what we saw on the show, she was having like her poor mother using her money to help her with her legal case. So Jen, I don't know, she woke up one day and just felt guilty about all the things she did, including dragging her own family into it by needing their money for these lawyers when she knew she was guilty.
I got the vibe that she had given her mother all of that money and had given her family all of these embezzled and laundered funds, and was sort of asking for it back. Call them back because they froze all of her personal accounts. Most likely that usually happens in a thing like this. So she was like, "Remember that million I let you sit on? Mom, daughter needs it now."
I hope they do Jen Shah checks in a la Teresa Giudice checks in. Different kind of crimes. Jen stole people's money and defrauded people. Teresa Giudice, Juicy Joe, it wasn't great, but
he did the same thing. Teresa
but with the government, he didn't pay his taxes.
With the government, he didn't pay taxes.
He didn't pay taxes.
Or it was or the house, right? Wasn't there?
But it was he owed America money, not these poor people who lost their money.
Well, he also owed mortgage companies that were owned by local New Jerseyans paying. Oh. They call it borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. So he
Is that what they call it, Lawyer Travis?
That's what they call it in Jersey.
You guys, exactly.
Represent.
I feel like we've got a firm going on here.
Oh my God, no, literally. I was in the court that day and that's what the judge called it. She's like, we call it borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And it was all these mortgage companies that had like real people too. So, similar charge.
Maybe she'll go live in Italy with Joe in 11 years when she gets out.
Maybe she will.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Garibaldi, the host of Us Weekly Celebrity Coverage. Don't forget to hit subscribe for the latest celebrity news, tips, and video. And for much more content, make sure you head on over to usmagazine.com, the official home of Us Weekly magazine.